Okay, here we go. This is the light side of the function now. Take a sip here before we get started.
You have to keep your eye on the camera.
Okay. Oil. There's a lot of information going on out there right now about the oil deal. I wanted to just talk about the settlement quickly because there is, the misinformation is swallowing up the information. And I want to make sure that all of you have the facts. So the first thing is, bankruptcy was really never an option for us. I'll explain that more in just a second. The risks. There were tremendous risks involved. When we were preparing this case for trial, we were burning through about, I believe it was $200,000 a month getting ready for trial. And one of the things that we did to get ready for trial was go out and impanel a mock jury. What's a mock jury? Well, all of you, I assume, are registered voters. You could be on a mock jury. A trial team would go out and collect 50 people. They would sit you down like a jury, and then both sides, the pro and con, would present their case to you, not the other side. Our lawyers would present both sides of the case. One of our lawyers presented the city side, one presented McPherson's side. And they basically tried the case to a panel of people who are a representative jury pool for Los Angeles County. They do the statistics so they know what the percentages would be for male, female, ethnicity, employment history, all of those things. And you pick a representative sample and you try the case. What I'm going to show you now is how that case went down in front of the jury. This is the first one. This is information when we were talking about the settlement that we knew. Table 4, I'll read it to you. I know it's an eye test. Did the city of Hermosa Beach prove by preponderance of the evidence that the September 1998 City Council decision to terminate the lease was a legitimate and justified action of the city? The only thing you need to look at on this one is the post-deliberation group, which is what happened after they tried the case. They talked to the jurors got together like a jury would, they talked about the case. The only thing you need to look at there is that number. 25 of them said no. One guy said yes. 96% against us. That's not maybe not. No, that's a loser. That's a bad case. Some of you are probably thinking, well, maybe it's because we had bad lawyers. Bear this in mind. Our same trial team is presenting both sides of the case. So the idea that we were going to skate out of this unscathed, please put that out of your mind. It wasn't going to happen. The next question then is, well, assuming that the city was going to be sold, what do you think the lost profits were? Whoops. I'm sorry, one in between there. Did McPherson Oil prove with reasonable certainty that it suffered damages from lost profits? Again, all you need to look at is this one. 70% said yes. So we know our case is probably not the best case in the world. We know they've got a pretty good one. The next question, of course, is, well, what would that be worth to them? What is the amount of McPherson's lost oil profits? They asked the potential jurors what they thought the lost oil profits would be. The only thing you need to think about here is the post-deliberation group number. The median, $284 million. $284 million. Now, we might have gotten lucky because the range was 17 to $551 million. The point is this: anybody who thinks that the settlement was a bad deal doesn't know the facts. The settlement was the only deal. It was the only deal. This is all water under the bridge. It's over. It's done with. But I wanted all of you to know what the facts were that the council was considering when it was thinking about whether or not to get out of this lawsuit. Bankruptcy. There are other people out in the community who are going to tell you, you know what? Go bankrupt. Just go bankrupt. Go bankrupt. Two things you should know about that. Number one, me, Michael, Mr. Jenkins, Steve Burrell, we sat in a room with a retired bankruptcy judge. The first thing he said to us when I'm sorry? Orange County bankruptcy judge, I'm sorry. He was the judge who handled Orange County's bankruptcy in 1989. The first thing he said to us, he was an old Navy fighter pilot. He looked at me, because I was mayor at that time, and he said, from Boston, Kit, you might get into bankruptcy, but you're not getting out of it. So let's just put that one aside. He took the bankruptcy code and he pushed it aside and looked at us and said, so what else do you got?